it goes without saying, this is a huge win for our program. We only get so many cracks at games like this in the non-conference portion of our schedule, so it's important when we have these opportunities, we take advantage of them. I mean, let's be honest, games like this for us are it's essentially a play-in game to the NCAA tournament. When March rolls around, if you have a good enough year, these are the games they come back and look back on. So this is a big win for us because I think Iowa's going to have a good year. I think they're much improved, and they didn't play as well today as they've been playing. And I certainly think our game at UAB on Wednesday really paid dividends for us today. We had gone and played a quality opponent on the road, and our guys had a sense of what to expect today. So I think that certainly gave us an advantage. But the key to the game is the way we defended to start the game. Our offense did not get rolling in the first 5 or 6 minutes, and fortunately we were able to keep them in check. They didn't score the first 5 possessions of the game, and that was the statement we needed to have on the defensive end of the floor.
Questions?
Greg, how much do you think your son had this game in particular circled for the chance to come back here, a chance to play Iowa?
I don't know that he had it circled. I mean, he just, there's a lot of great memories here for him. I mean, he won 8 games in high school. I think he came down here for 2 single games and then won 6 state tournament games. And then the game last year with Iowa State, we came up a little short. But he's got a lot of fond memories of this building. And, he grew up, 35, 40 miles up the road in Ames. So this has got a lot of meaning for him, for our family. Who knows, this might be the last opportunity for us to play in Wells Fargo, and this is a building that's has provided a lot of great memories for our family.
Greg, how big is that? There was something in the notes about the program was something like 7 and 27 in road neutral stuff the last 2 years. How big is it to get 2 road wins in a week like you have?
Well, it's huge, and like I said, we only get so many shots, and we have to take advantage of them. And we beat a decent UAB team on Wednesday night, and I think Iowa's going to win a lot of games before it's all said and done. I think there's a lot more weapons there than there were a year ago as I watched film from last year compared to this year. But defensively, the fact that maybe they hadn't seen the type of defense that we played certainly helped us early in the game. And our execution, our guys did a great job moving the basketball, making that extra pass. We turned it over a few more times than we like, but when you're trying to force the tempo, that's going to happen at times.
Your first 12 points were scored by kids from Iowa. I think that surprised you or not surprised you? This is a big game for all the Iowa kids.
It's big for all of them, and the pregame notes speak for themselves. This is a cool game for Doug and Grant and Will. They all have a lot of memories from playing here, and they all grew up, whether they liked Iowa or not when they were growing up, they followed them. So this is a fun game for those guys, and I'm glad they were able to contribute to the victory.
Coach, Avery Dingman had kind of a coming out party today. Can you discuss his progress?
Yeah, he showed signs of what he's capable of, and obviously he's at 6'6", can catch it and shoot it, gets it off pretty quick, and defensively he's made really good strides, and that's why he's gotten a little bit more time. And let's be honest, he probably got more time today because we were in a little bit of foul trouble. But then he went in there, and rather than being nervous and tentative, he was aggressive and did some good things on the defensive end of the floor. So he's just there's a lot of weapons on this basketball team, and obviously we want to start inside out because we feel like we've got 2 very talented players in Gregory and Doug down there that can score on the block, and Will Artino is doing some great things down there for us as well. But when they take that away, we've got to have guys knock down shots, and that's frankly why we decided to play Avery instead of redshirt.
What was the message at halftime? You had pretty comfortable lead at halftime, but yet knowing it's a 2-half game. What was the message?
The first thing I did was rip up that play that I ran right before halftime that gave them 3 points. You won't ever see that baby again. We needed to throw the first punch to start the second half. Defensively, we had to be solid. We knew that Iowa wasn't going to quit. They're a team of accountability where every possession matters, and I knew they were going to come out and play to start the second half. So we didn't want to just hold serve, and I felt like there for a while we traded baskets, and then finally I think we went 9 or 10 possessions where they didn't score, and we were able to create that separation that we were looking for.
Greg, can you talk about the perimeter play? Early in the first half, you seemed to really find an extra pass along the perimeter. Is that something you noticed from scouting Iowa as far as their defense?
Well, you have to do something when you got Echenike inside. I mean, you can't guard him with one guy. So you're going to have to commit some help somewhere, and when you do that, somebody's going to be open. And we do a pretty good job of finding that open guy. You know, guys like Grant Gibbs, Antoine Young are unbelievably unselfish. And then you're turning down a good shot for a great shot, and that's always what we're after. But I thought Antoine and Austin did a really good job of wearing into their point guard with our three-quarter court, half-court pressure, making it a little bit more difficult for them to get into their offensive sets.
But you're only 4 games into this year, but can you talk about maybe the difference already that you've seen from Doug from where he left off last year to this year?
I think he's stronger, and I think that's had a huge impact on his game. I think he's got a little bit more stamina because of that, and just the confidence that he's gained from the experiences he's been able to have with USA Basketball and the success that he had last year. Some guys are maybe sit at home and look at themselves in the mirror and pat themselves on the back and congratulate themselves on what they accomplished. I think Doug used it as motivation to make sure that, hey, I want to improve. I don't want to let anybody down. I don't want to let my teammates in this program down. I want to get better. And to his credit, he's gotten in the gym. He's worked hard, and I think you can see some of those improvements on the floor today.
Last question. How much better are you, Greg, when Gregory's active like that on the inside? Or did you teach him that one shot?
No, I didn't teach him that shot. But, we're a different team when he's active. And, it can be difficult to get Gregory to run and seal and do what he's supposed to do every possession because oftentimes there's so much help there we can't get the ball there. And it's my job as a coach to make sure he understands on film that the reason we're getting an open three-point shot is because of what he's doing and the defensive attention that he's garnering by his posting up and working hard. So I thought he did some really good things today, and we've got to get him 8 or 9 shots every game and get him back to shooting free throws like he's capable of. But I like the 9 rebounds. That was good to see. He without question he impacted this game.